It's 12 noon, and Katya is feeling the pain that she believes is the beginning of the stigmata. I check Katya for any visible signs, but there is nothing.
So these are scars from previous stigmata. There's nothing fresh.
As the minutes pass, her pain appears to intensify. Is the stigmata really about to show itself? Katya's spiritual advisor, Father Renzo Cecilo, is by Katya's side. He notices that her forehead has begun to bleed from tiny wounds, which would be consistent with the crown of thorns.
She feels it's burning.
Could I see Katya? Scusi. It's 12:15. The first mark of the stigmata on the hand is now appearing.
A tiny cross has appeared on Katya's hand.
Descendió a los infiernos y al tercer día resucitó de entre los muertos. Subió a los cielos y está sentado en la tentación y líbranos del mal. Amén.
Wounds now appear on Katya's feet. They start to bleed. Father Renzo intensifies his praying.
Dios te salve María, llena de gracia, Señor es contigo.
As carefully as I can, I take the samples we need for our blood tests.
I must stay away from the wound, which clearly has come through very dramatically and very quickly now.
De Dios, ruega por nosotros pecadores, ahora.
Just one more, Katya. Thank you, Katya.
We've been with Katya for more than an hour, and her wounds have continued to deepen. She is bruised and grazed below her left eye. Are these the wounds of Christ?
Just move, just relax your hand there. I'm sorry, Katya.
No. Es mi pulmón.
Katya appears to be in great pain. For those of us present, it feels very real and very disturbing. Friends who have come to pray with Katya gently wrap her bleeding hands with bandages.
Llenándose de agua.
Sus pulmones se están llenando de agua. En este momento dice.
She says at this moment her lungs are filling up with liquid.
It is now 2:45. If you believe that Katya is suffering as Christ did on the cross, then she is now reaching the final stages of the crucifixion and approaching death from prolonged torture. Katya's daughter, Tatiana, has arrived to help her mother. It is heartbreaking and frightening. Her mother's pain is affecting everyone in the room.
Ya pasó, Padre mío. Ya pasó.
It's past. It's over.
That was so very hard to watch, and on television, you were there, you watched those wounds, Michael, spring from nothing. How did you react being there, watching it with your own eyes?
It was very disturbing. I mean, I think a lot of the viewers watching now will feel what I felt then. Maybe being there, it was a little bit worse.
So mind-boggling and inexplicable, yet those viewers you're talking about, many of them are saying that is totally self-inflicted. Was there any point where you saw her or she could have done this to herself?
There is no way that was self-inflicted. We were there all the time. We had access to Katya all the time. We saw the wounds start from nothing. The first wound on her hand was a pink dot, and you saw the end result. It simply was not self-inflicted.
Now, you're a skeptical journalist. You feeling a bit more spiritual these days as a result of watching that firsthand?
It certainly pushes you heavily in that direction, but you can't rely on your emotionalism when you're making that judgment, or even a feeling of spirituality. So I felt pretty strongly that we still had one more chapter of the stigmata to go.
More proof.
We had to go back the next day and see the condition of her wounds.
Katya, good morning.
Good morning. ¿Cómo estás, Mike?
When I visit Katya the day after the stigmata, I am shocked by her recovery.
So much better.
Less than 24 hours ago, she literally appeared to be dying. Today, she is almost fully recovered. The most striking change is in her face. The wound below her left eye has disappeared, as have the marks on her forehead.
And your hands?
The back of her hands, yesterday open, bleeding wounds, have also healed. 2 crosses now.
Oh, muy bien.
And her feet, again, open, bleeding wounds less than 24 hours ago, show wounds just healed, smooth to touch.
So, no more stigmata?
Ahora no estoy preparada para...
Katya said she received this message from Jesus after her suffering stopped.
Te he ido preparando para este
I have been
día,
preparing you for this day
porque
because I
necesitaba
needed to
llegar al
reach the world one more
Una vez
time
más,
through someone like you,
que mostrara
to
mi
show the
sufrimiento.
world my suffering.
Gracias.
Thank you.
So she was on a mission and you were there to help.
Yeah, if you believe that message, it was remarkably strong. Jesus was saying to her, everything you've been through was to prepare you for this day. Your previous stigmata, all the messages, all your work. It was quite a message.
A lot of pressure for one journalist, no? But you actually saw the wounds healed the next day. I mean, you looked at them with your own eyes and you saw that there was just a bare scar, is that right?
Absolutely, and even on her feet where the wounds you could still see, there was no scab and they were smooth to the touch, which to me makes the psychosomatic theory quite unlikely. But of course, we still had the blood to test.
Now, what were you looking for in the testing of that blood?
Well, firstly, in being able to take the blood, that was part of our test, to authenticate that the wounds were real. The fact that we could take blood from wounds authenticated that. But then there's the question, if the wounds are the wounds of Christ, could the blood be the blood of Christ?
I'm glad we're not asking any small questions in our special. When we come back, we'll be going back to Forensic Analytical, where blood expert Lisa Calandro will attempt to answer those questions live. Stay with us.